Students, now we will discuss the exceptions to the law of demand. In last lecture, we have already studied what is the statement, what are the assumptions, what is the schedule, how it is downward sloping, there is inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. We have learned everything. Now, in the exception part, these are the cases where this law of demand is not applicable. Okay, there are some cases where this inverse relationship is not applicable. So let us study that part. Now, understand what is exceptions. Exceptions are, you can see the diagram. Exceptions, you can see the diagram. In exceptions, we have upward sloping diagram. Why upward sloping? Because it indicates when price rises, demand also rises. So these are the cases where demand slope is not downward sloping. Instead of that, it is upward sloping, and relationship between price and quantity demanded is direct. So let's see those cases. Giffen paradox. This is very important. This concept is important from exam point of view, and you are going to write in the exceptions. It's compulsory, you have to mention this exception. Now, Giffen paradox, Giffen's paradox. Why this name has been given? Because it is observed by the England economist Sir Robert Giffen in England, has observed that he has considered bread as a low quality, we can say inferior or Giffen goods, and meat as a superior quality goods. According to him, he has observed that when low quality goods price reduces, people stops buying that product. Instead of that, they invest money to buy superior quality goods. So in this case, bread and meat. Bread is inferior quality, low quality, and meat is superior quality. So what happened? Bread inferior quality price has fallen. So instead of buying more and more of bread, because the law says that when price falls, we go and purchase more and more quantity. But in this case, what happened? People go and purchase meat, superior quality. Whatever the money left, they invest it to purchase superior quality. So this behavior is called as Giffen paradox. Okay. Generally what happens, there are two types of goods. One is inferior, one is superior. Whenever our income rises or price of these goods falls, what happens? We generally stop buying those products, and instead of that, whatever the amount has remained with us, because our purchasing power has increased, because there is a saving, because price of that good has fallen, so we start buying superior good quality product. So in this case, what happened? Even though the price has fallen, people stop buying, or demand reduces, and they demand superior quality goods. So this behavior has observed by Sir Robert Giffen, and he has named it as Giffen's paradox. Okay, and Giffen goods are what? They are inferior or low quality. Next exception. See, again the explanation has been given. Price of Giffen goods falls, purchasing power rises, therefore demand for superior goods will increase, and demand for Giffen goods falls. There is a direct relationship. Next, prestige goods. Prestige goods are those goods. Prestige means what? Status symbol. For example, some antique pieces, diamond, gold. These things are purchased even though at a higher price, because people feel that if I purchase those goods, they are the status symbol, or prestige means they are the prestige issue. So they go and purchase even at a higher price. Therefore, it is the exception to the law of demand. It means that, see, here you can see tea set is there, then we have diamonds are there. In this case, what happened? Even though the goods becomes costly, or some antique pieces are there, even though goods are becomes costly, still people go and purchase it, because they want to show it as that they have purchased, means they are maintaining their status. So see, even though the price rises, demand also prices. So there is a direct relationship. Now speculation. I have already explained you what is speculation. Speculation is nothing but future prediction of future. The law does not hold true when people expect prices to rise, because whenever you start predicting future, you do not behave in normal way. Even though the price today it's costly, the goods are costly, still I will go and purchase it, because what I have speculated in the future, if I don't pay the money, if I don't purchase it right now, I have to pay extra money tomorrow. So what I have done, I have predicted, and even though today it is costly, I will go and purchase it. So many times this happens. See, in festival like Diwali, Eid, prices of sugar and oil tend to rise. So people demand more, anticipating that there will be more. So today we will buy more because we feel that during Diwali, during festival, prices will be costlier, the goods will be costlier. So we go and purchase today. So we have started speculating. So in speculation, we do not behave in a normal way. And we have price illusion. Illusion means what? False concept in the mind. We have some false concept in the mind. Higher the price, better the quality. We have that. When we pay extra money, more amount of money, we feel that we have got good quality. Or when we say when we have purchased quality product, it means that when we have purchased in mall, or when we have paid more money, we feel that we have got good quality. When I have paid for branded goods, I feel that I have purchased branded goods means I have purchased good quality goods. It's not like that, but it's a false impression, or it's a false concept in our mind. So many times people go and purchase a particular brand watches, or you can say even garments also. Branded goods are more in demand even at a higher price. So many times what happens, even though their price is high, but people go and purchase because they have false concept, illusion about the goods, that higher the price, better the quality. So this time also we do not behave in a normal way. Now ignorance. Sometimes what happened, we don't have idea about the price of a commodity, and if the shopkeeper is selling a particular price like 500, I don't know whether I have to bargain it, or I don't know actually he's lying, the price it is not that much worth. Still I have no idea about the market and I purchased it. So it is just because of ignorance. Actual the price of that commodity is only 200, but I paid 500. That is my ignorance, because I don't have knowledge about the pricing of goods. Otherwise I don't have knowledge that I have to go there and bargain the price. So it is complete ignorance from my side. That's why I have purchased even though price is high. So many times this will also happen, ignorance. Now next, habitual goods. Due to habit of consumption, certain goods like tea is purchased in required quantities even at a higher price. Many times what happens, we know the price of tea is high, still we go and purchase it, still we go and drink it, because it's our habit. Same way smoker, even though the cigarette price is rising day by day, still he will go and purchase it, even though he know that the price is rising, but it is, it's one type of habit to him. So even though such type of goods prices rises, still demand also rises, because we are used to it, we have habit of it, and even though they are costly, we go and purchase it. So here we have finished our exceptions to the law of demand. I hope you have understood. In that, Giffen paradox is only a little bit difficult, otherwise other concepts are very easy. And here we have finished the law of demand part also. So in the exam, if they ask you explain the law of demand with exceptions, you are going to write introduction, statement, schedule, symbolic representation, then schedule explanation. On the basis of schedule, remember, on the basis of schedule, those figures should be matched. On the basis of that schedule only, whatever the figures you have taken, on the basis of that only, you are going to draw the diagram, graph, we call it as graph, and label it properly. Then graph explanation. In the explanation part, I have told you x-axis, y-axis, and DD curve slopes downward, that you have to indicate, and everything that is common. Then we will start writing exceptions, and in exception, student, don't forget to write Giffen paradox. It's very, very important exception. And for exception, if you draw the diagram also, that is good for you. The diagram is exactly opposite. We have to show the upward direction relation, and just write 1-2 lines of what are the exceptions. Exceptions are the cases where this law is not applicable, where there is a direct relationship between price and quantity demanded. So this is the answer what you have to cover in that. This is normally asked for long answers. Okay, thank you.